Dear friends, every morning many of us begin the day with the familiar aroma of freshly brewed coffee. For some, it is not just a daily habit, but a small ritual that awakens the mind and fuels the body with energy. Coffee brings alertness, sharpens focus, and often delivers a comforting sense of warmth. It's like a trusted companion by our side. But once we cross the age of 50, a serious question begins to arise. Is coffee truly good for our health, or is it silently causing harm? Is that morning cup helping to protect our heart and brain, or is it increasing the risks of osteoporosis, insomnia, and high blood pressure? Over the past few decades, science has investigated coffee in remarkable depth. Major studies published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the British Medical Journal, and Harvard School of Public Health reveal that coffee is not just a casual beverage. It contains more than 1,000 bioactive compounds. Among them is caffeine, the most well-known ingredient, along with powerful antioxidants such as chlorogenic acid, trigonelin, and polyphenols. These substances reduce inflammation, neutralize harmful free radicals, and may help prevent a wide range of chronic diseases. One large study that followed over 400,000 American adults for 14 years concluded that people who drank between 2 and 4 cups of coffee per day had a lower risk of death, particularly from heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. This challenges the old belief that coffee is merely an addictive drink. Instead, it may actually serve as an ally in extending life expectancy. However, the presence of benefits does not mean we can drink without limits. After the age of 50, the body metabolizes caffeine more slowly, which can easily lead to palpitations, difficulty sleeping, or acid reflux. That is why the secret lies in balance. Understanding coffee correctly, drinking it wisely, and keeping to the right amount. In today's video, we will explore coffee in full depth, how it can support healthy aging, where the safe limits lie, and how to enjoy it in a way that maximizes its benefits while avoiding the risks. Part 2. Coffee and brain health. The brain is the most vital organ of the human body, the command center for memory, emotions, and behavior. After the age of 50, many people begin to worry about mental decline, forgetfulness, poor concentration, or even the threat of dementia. What may come as a surprise is that coffee, a drink so familiar in daily life, has been consistently shown by science to play a protective role for the brain. A landmark study from Harvard School of Public Health revealed that individuals who drank 2 to 3 cups of coffee per day had up to a 30% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease compared to non-coffee drinkers. This protective effect comes from the synergy of caffeine and antioxidants. Caffeine stimulates the central nervous system, improving alertness, sharpening focus, and boosting short-term memory. Meanwhile, antioxidants, especially chlorogenic acid, help reduce inflammation and protect neurons from oxidative stress, which is one of the key drivers of neurodegeneration. Beyond Alzheimer's, coffee has also been linked to a reduced risk of Parkinson's disease. A study published in the journal Neurology found that caffeine may help regulate dopamine activity, a critical neurotransmitter that controls movement, mood, and motivation. This explains why regular coffee drinkers tend to have a significantly lower risk of Parkinson's compared to those who abstain. But coffee does not just work in the long term. It also enhances daily cognitive performance. Think of how a morning cup of coffee not only wakes you up, but also improves reaction time, strengthens focus, and even elevates mood. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease concluded that older adults who consume coffee moderately tend to maintain better cognitive function and are less likely to suffer from depression. Still, moderation remains crucial. Too much caffeine can have the opposite effect, triggering anxiety, irritability, or insomnia.
Ow.
Poor sleep quality, in turn, undermines brain health. Since sleep is when memory is consolidated and toxins are cleared from the nervous system, that is why experts recommend no more than 2 cups per day for older adults. It's ideally consumed before the afternoon hours. In essence, coffee can act as a silent guardian of the brain after 50, enhancing alertness, supporting memory, and lowering the risk of neurodegenerative disease so long as it is enjoyed in balance and with respect for the body's changing needs. Part 3. Coffee and Heart Health. For decades, coffee carried the reputation of being an enemy to the heart. Many feared that caffeine would raise blood pressure, accelerate the heartbeat, and ultimately increase the risk of heart attacks. Yet, in recent years, science has painted a far more balanced picture. Instead of being a silent threat, moderate coffee consumption may in fact offer meaningful protection for the cardiovascular system. A comprehensive study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association in 2021 tracked more than 20,000 adults and found that those who drank 2 to 3 cups of coffee daily had a lower risk of developing heart disease compared with those who avoided coffee. This benefit is largely attributed to coffee's rich profile of polyphenols and chlorogenic acid, compounds known to reduce inflammation, protect blood vessels, and inhibit the buildup of arterial plaque, the very substance that leads to blocked arteries and heart attacks. Research from the European Society of Cardiology echoed these findings, showing that moderate coffee drinkers not only had a lower risk of heart disease, but also experienced reduced risk of stroke and overall cardiovascular mortality. Compounds, such as trigonelline and antioxidants within coffee, appear to improve vascular elasticity, lower harmful LDL cholesterol, and support endothelial function, the delicate inner lining of blood vessels that regulates circulation. However, it is important to emphasize that not everyone reacts to coffee in the same way. In people with uncontrolled high blood pressure or irregular heart rhythms, caffeine can trigger temporary spikes in blood pressure and palpitations. Genetics also play a role. Some individuals are slow metabolizers of caffeine, meaning their cardiovascular system responds more strongly and negatively. If you notice rapid heartbeat or discomfort after drinking coffee, that is your body signaling the need to reduce intake. So what is the safe zone? According to most cardiologists, around 2 small cups of black coffee per day without added sugar, cream, or flavored syrups is considered both safe and potentially beneficial for adults over 50. When consumed this way, coffee shifts from being seen as a cardiac risk to serving as a quiet guardian of heart health. Ultimately, a coffee is not a one-size-fits-all beverage. But for most older adults, when enjoyed moderately and mindfully, it can become part of a heart-smart lifestyle, contributing to reduced inflammation, healthier arteries, and a stronger, more resilient cardiovascular system. Part 4. Coffee, Metabolism, Weight, and blood sugar. One of the reasons so many people turn to coffee each morning is the burst of energy and alertness it provides. But beyond this short-term effect, research shows that coffee has a profound influence on metabolism, weight management, and blood sugar control, all of which become increasingly important after the age of 50. First, caffeine is known to stimulate the central nervous system, increasing the release of norepinephrine. This hormone signals the body to break down stored fat and release fatty acids into the bloodstream, where they can be used as energy. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that just 200 milligrams of caffeine, the equivalent of about 2 cups of coffee, can boost calorie burning by 3 to 11% for several hours. This explains why caffeine is often included in weight loss supplements. Coffee also plays an intriguing role in blood sugar regulation. A long-term study from the Harvard School of Public Health involving more than 120,000 participants revealed that those who regularly drank coffee had an 8 to 33% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes, depending on the amount consumed. Scientists believe that chlorogenic acid, one of coffee's key antioxidants, helps improve insulin sensitivity and slows the absorption of glucose from the intestines, resulting in more stable blood sugar levels after meals. However, the health benefits of coffee can quickly vanish if it is transformed into a sugary dessert. Adding several teaspoons of sugar, flavored syrups, or heavy cream can multiply the calorie count many times over and lead to weight gain, liver stress, and spikes in blood sugar. For older adults already struggling with metabolic syndrome, fatty liver, or obesity, these coffee desserts are particularly harmful. The American Diabetes Association advises that to capture coffee's true benefits, it should be consumed as plain black coffee or paired with a small amount of unsweetened plant-based milk such as almond or oat milk. Even better, coffee should be enjoyed alongside a balanced breakfast rich in fiber and protein, for example. Oatmeal, whole grain bread, or a handful of nuts to stabilize blood sugar and prolong energy. In short, coffee can be far more than a morning ritual. When consumed wisely, it becomes a powerful ally for boosting metabolism, supporting weight control, and lowering the risk of diabetes. 3 pillars of healthy aging after 50. Part 5: Risks and Precautions of Coffee After 50. Dear friends, while coffee offers many proven benefits, we cannot overlook its potential risks, especially after the age of 50 when the body's metabolism and sensitivity to caffeine change significantly. The key question is not whether to drink coffee or not, but how much and in what way to avoid harmful effects. The first concern is sleep quality. As we grow older, caffeine takes longer to leave the body. A cup of coffee in the afternoon may lead to hours of tossing and turning at night. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that caffeine can remain active in the body for 6 to 8 hours. That is why sleep experts advise older adults to avoid coffee after 2 p.m. Second, coffee can affect bone health. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that consuming more than 4 cups per day may increase the risk of osteoporosis, fractures in older adults. This happens because caffeine promotes calcium excretion through urine, which may gradually weaken bone density over time. Third, coffee may trigger digestive discomfort. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach can stimulate excess stomach acid, causing heartburn, reflux, or indigestion. Some individuals may also experience palpitations or rapid heartbeat after drinking coffee. These are signs of caffeine sensitivity, which become more common with age. Another important consideration is the interaction with medications. Caffeine may interfere with drugs used to treat high blood pressure, diabetes, or anxiety disorders, either by reducing their effectiveness or intensifying side effects. For this reason, anyone on long-term medication should consult a doctor before making coffee a daily habit. So, what is considered safe? According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, the general safe limit for adults is about 400 milligrams of caffeine per day, roughly 3 to 4 cups of coffee. But after age 50, experts recommend a lower intake, usually 1 to 2 cups daily, consumed in the morning without added sugar or cream. In essence, coffee can still be part of a healthy lifestyle, but only when consumed with awareness. After 50, our bodies require more caution, more listening, and more balance. Moderation, timing, and choosing pure coffee over sweetened versions are the best ways to preserve its benefits while avoiding its hidden risks. Part 6: How to drink coffee wisely after 50. Friends, as we have seen, coffee is neither a miracle cure nor a silent poison. The real difference lies in how we drink it. After the age of 50, our bodies demand more care and balance to capture coffee's full benefits while avoiding its drawbacks. Scientists and health experts have outlined several simple but powerful guidelines. First, choose pure coffee. Always opt for traditional brewed coffee, free from artificial flavors, syrups, or excessive sugar. Studies from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health highlight that black coffee contains the highest levels of antioxidants that protect the heart and brain. In contrast, sugar-laden coffee beverages may cancel out these benefits and contribute to obesity, fatty liver, and type 2 diabetes. Second, drink coffee at the right time. Nutritionists recommend the morning, about 30 minutes after breakfast, as the golden window. At this point, the body has nutrients available, and caffeine can enhance alertness without irritating the stomach. Avoid drinking coffee on an empty stomach, as it may trigger acid reflux, and never consume it late in the day, as this disrupts sleep. Third, control the dosage. For adults over 50, 1 to 2 small cups per day is the sweet spot. Research published in the British medical journal BMJ found that moderate coffee consumption reduces the risk of premature death, but exceeding 4 cups increases the likelihood of insomnia, bone loss, and irregular heartbeat. Fourth, pair coffee with healthy foods. Instead of enjoying it alongside pastries or fried foods, try combining coffee with a breakfast rich in fiber and protein, whole grain bread, oatmeal, or a handful of nuts. This helps stabilize blood sugar, sustain energy, and prevent unhealthy spikes. Finally, listen to your body. If you notice palpitations, digestive discomfort, or restlessness after coffee, reduce the amount or switch to decaf. For those managing chronic conditions such as hypertension or diabetes, consulting a doctor about caffeine intake is always a wise step. In short, coffee after 50 can be more than just a comforting ritual. It can become part of a lifestyle of healthy aging, but only if we respect its power, consume it mindfully, and allow it to serve our health rather than harm it. Dear friends, our journey through the world of coffee has revealed a picture far richer than many of us once believed. Coffee is no longer viewed as a guilty pleasure or a dangerous stimulant. When consumed wisely, especially after the age of 50, it can serve as a powerful ally for longevity and health. First, science has shown that coffee is linked to longer life expectancy. Large-scale studies published in the New England Journal of Medicine and the British Medical Journal demonstrate that those who drink coffee in moderation, about 2 to 3 cups per day, have a lower risk of death from heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Second, coffee protects the brain. Evidence from Harvard School of Public Health and the Neurology Journal confirms that caffeine and antioxidants in coffee lower the risk of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, while also improving alertness, short-term memory, and even mood. Third, coffee supports the heart and metabolism. Compounds like chlorogenic acid and trigonelline improve blood vessel function, reduce inflammation, regulate cholesterol, and enhance calorie burning. This helps stabilize weight, improve insulin sensitivity, and reduce the risk of diabetes. Yet, coffee also carries real risks if consumed carelessly. Too much caffeine may cause insomnia, palpitations, digestive discomfort, and even accelerate calcium loss from the bones. After 50, when the body metabolizes caffeine more slowly, these risks become more pronounced. For this reason, experts recommend limiting intake to 1 to 2 cups of black coffee per day, consumed in the morning without sugar or heavy cream. The lesson here is balance. Coffee is not a cure-all, but neither is it a silent killer. Effect depends entirely on how we use it. For some, it can be a daily source of comfort that sharpens the mind and protects the body. For others, it can become a source of harm if taken in excess or at the wrong time. So the next time you lift that warm cup in your hands, remember, you are making a choice. With moderation, mindfulness, and respect for your body's needs, coffee can indeed become your trusted partner on the path to healthy aging, sharper thinking, and a stronger heart.